everyone. Welcome to the Creatives Tarot, the YouTube channel that helps you supercharge your creativity and pursue your passions. My name is Melissa, and I am very, very excited that you are here today. We're going to do a new mid-month sort of Creatives Tarot review. I'm calling it the 360 reading, the 360 life reading. And we're going to look at just the tarot energies that are surrounding you right now, the romance angels, love energy. We're going to look at body movement, so how you can get physical and get in touch with your body and breath. And then we're going to do a creative forecast with both like what creative energy is around you in terms of creative affirmations that you should hold on to and some creative prompts. I'm really excited. So if you like this format, please let me know in the comments below. Click like so that I can continue to make videos like this. They got a little longer than I expected. I thought they'd be about 5 minutes each. They're about 10 minutes each, but they're still really fun to do. And I hope that you found this sort of overall flow helpful. I'm still trying to figure out which ones I like the best. So if you like these, definitely let me know. We're going to get into it. We're going to do a classic pick a card. There's 3 piles identified by each of the markers. So I'm going to pull those up and let's look at the piles. Also, before we get in, you're going to hear a lot of background noise. It is my dishwasher, and I apologize because I have a very tight schedule with jury duty this week, and so this is the only time that I could record. So you're going to hear a little bit of background noise, but you know what? I like to be real and authentic with you, and I don't have a studio. I'm doing this in my LA apartment. We're on my messy workspace table. It's not clean. It's not perfect. This is not a Photoshop. This is real life, real readings. And as a creative, I embrace creativity and I embrace the mess. So I want you to do that too. So let's get into it. All right, everyone. So here's our cards. We have 3 pick a piles. And look at this mess. Look at my messy table today. But you know what? This is the Creatives Tarot, and we are artists. We are creatives. And so we are creatively messy. And that's what I wanted to highlight and showcase. You can see some of the different decks I've used today in our piles. I also have used Sharpies and of different colors to indicate each pile. So the pink Sharpie is pile number 1. Our gray Sharpie is pile number 2. And our green teal aqua Sharpie is pile number 3. So pick the number that really resonates with you, the color, the pile, wherever you're being drawn. Pick that pile. There's a closer look. And let's get into it. If you need to, go ahead and pause the video, take a nice deep breath, ground yourself, and figure out where you're being drawn to. As always, if you're being drawn to more than one pile, listen to both. All right, let's go. Hi, Group 1. If you chose the pink Sharpie marker, this is your reading. I'm really excited to dig in, so let's go. Let's see what's in store for your mid-month forecast, your 360 life reading. Let's check it out. We'll start with our tarot cards here, if I can get them all off the board. All right. All right, so we've got the 6 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, we've got romance angel cards here. So let your friends help you. Ask for support, or ask for and accept support from others. You've got forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. You've got your movement cards. You guys actually had 2 cards, so you've got the reverse warrior. And you've got feet up on the wall. I love this card. This is that hanged man sort of energy here. Our creative life, oh look, we've got luck. And this is one of our bonus cards, so this is extra lucky. So we'll talk through that in a second. So creatively, you have luck on your side right now. And we've got a prompt here, which is around narrators. So we'll get to that in a second. All right, so this is our spread. It's a beautiful spread. Let's look at these cards in more depth, right? So right off the bat, I would say that I feel like there's a little bit of conflict here, right? I feel like you have this Queen energy, this Queen of Wands energy, which is pretty prominent. When you have that Court card energy, I think of success. I think of mastering that element, right? And the Queen of Wands is really in control and attuned with her sort of unicorn self, her badass self in terms of business and passion and calling the shots. She has this Leo energy, the sunshine energy, the black cat. She's not afraid of black cats. She's not afraid of superstition or her own magic. She embraces her power. She embraces her passion and her purpose, and she calls her own shots, and she doesn't let anyone else define her. And I love this too, because if you look at her, she's sort of like an untraditional beauty, but she's not hiding, right? She's strong and confident in who she is in her own skin. And I think that's really beautiful. And so I feel like there's a desire to step into this role for you. But I get the sense that this month and the next 2 weeks or so, you're struggling because there are people in your life. There are people in your life who are bringing you down. That's when I say there's people in your life who are bringing you down. Somebody in your life is apathetic to this new project, to your career, to your passion. They're not excited about your success. They're just not, they're like, whatever. Like, I feel like some people are just dismissing it. They're not respecting your boundaries. They're not encouraging you. Maybe they're even actively discouraging you. I also feel this sense of just being adrift, feeling like you're not in control of your own sort of fate, feeling like you are being driven by other people's burdens and commitments and the need. And maybe you're a caregiver, taking care of an older family member, or you're parenting right now, and that's demanding a lot of time and energy, and it's keeping you from being really excited about this work. Even though that's happening and there's a lot of stuff there, it can still feel overwhelming if you don't have the support system and the infrastructure in place to help you navigate that. And I think that's where this comes in. Let your friends help you. I think so much we rely on our immediate family, on our romantic partner, but it is okay to allow your friends to help you, and that's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength and acknowledging what you need to be successful. Most people have a tribe. Most people have a support system that is helping them, and you definitely need to tap into that in the next 2 weeks. I also see this. So with your romantic relationships, if you're feeling stuck or burnout or like you're not moving forward, think about how you can forgive and learn. And this is forgiving others. So forgive your partner if you're arguing about something, or if they've done something that hurt you. Learn how to forgive and move on. And this may also apply to you, right? You forgive yourself for things that, if you're carrying guilt or shame or frustration or grief, allow yourself to go through that forgiveness. And as you forgive, you'll open yourself up to more love. Our relationship, our body movement. So yeah, this reverse warrior, to me, this is all about strength, but strength in different ways. Actually, both of these cards to me speak to flexibility and different perspectives, right? So this is a different perspective, laying on your back with your feet in the air instead of on the ground, right? This is Hanged Man energy, learning how to make peace with this new perspective and embrace it, because it will give you strength and comfort and allow you to, like it says, just enjoy. And the same thing here. This is not a regular warrior, it's a reverse warrior. They call it a reverse warrior. And that, again, that energy of leaning back into a different position, of opening up, how that allows you to open up. And it still reflects strength, right? So remember that stillness is still strong, that different perspectives are not wrong, right? That embracing your true self is not wrong. It's actually beautiful and powerful, and you want to embrace that. Lastly, we have our creative cards here. So you had luck. Just remember that luck is on your side. This says it's here, it's a package sent straight from the heavens, or dark matter for all of you atheists. That's been gifted to you, dear friend, and it contains every cartoonish poof of luck. This magic fairy dust will stick with you for the next few weeks and align whatever unseen forces need aligning to open the creative doors that you've been waiting for, right? So keep your eyes peeled for opportunities, connections, and winks from the universe, hinting that you're headed in the right direction. So yeah, that luck is working on your side. So be open, be receptive, and let's see what happens. You also have narrator. This is your creative prompt, and this says, imagine your story was told by an omniscient narrator. What would Morgan Freeman say? Now, this is something I'm doing that's a little bit new. And so I think if you are a writer, I would say go ahead and play with this in your story or your creative work in progress right now. If you're not writing fiction or creative writing, do this in terms of your journaling prompt and think of you as the character. So if your personal story was told by an omniscient narrator like Morgan Freeman, what would he say about you? Just write that down. Use that as a journal prompt to get the creative juices flowing. I hope you found this helpful. If you like this, definitely give me a thumbs up. We'll get more videos like this out on the channel. It also helps other people find the Creatives Tarot. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to move on to group 2. Hi, group 2. Welcome to your reading. I'm really excited to dig in. So let's just get started and see what is in store for you for this mid-month forecast 360 life reading. Okay, we've got the 4 of Swords in reverse. We've got some High Priestess energy here for you. And the Page of Wands. We've got our romance cards here, our romance angels. Sorry, I should show you these so you can see that here. Some stuff about finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. The second thing we've got is give your relationship a chance. Work on partnership, okay? We've got our movement cards here. The Dolphin. Other movement card we have. Ooh, the splits. All right, let's talk about that. Can't wait to talk about that and what that means. And then we've got creative cards. Actually, put that up here a little bit. We've got our creative reading. So earnestness. And our prompt, which is new, switch genres. All right, so let's read this. Let's see what we've got here. Just gonna move these around a little bit. So this 4 of Swords is concerning to me of the tarot cards that came up. 4 of Swords speaks to rest and recovery, but I feel like you're not getting it. I feel like you are not sleeping well. You're not taking time to yourself. You're not practicing that self-care. And this card is all about, it looks more imposing and scary than it is, because you see these knives and you see these blades and they're hanging above them, and I always think of it as looming, like any minute these are going to fall and they're going to stab her, but these are actually hanging on the wall, right? They're there because this is a period of rest. They're there because you're not in battle. You're hanging up your shields, your knives and your weapons, and you're recovering. Right? This is about recovery and it's about healing, and it's in reverse, which tells me that either you're ending a cycle of recovery or you're not taking time to recover and you actually need to heal. So there's some energy there for some of you that you just need to listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and if you're feeling worn out, take a break, take a beat, right? If you're pushing too hard, it's okay to pause. It is okay to pause. And then we have this High Priestess energy here, which also speaks to me as like intuition, infinite wisdom and knowledge, and how that is used and channeled and interpreted. And this is like, again, this is boss girl energy right here. I love this. But it also speaks to fertility. And, I get the sense that there is, sorry, you can hear all of my dishwasher. I get the sense that you need to draw on the full moon that's coming up. Draw on the full moon for guidance and energy and protection. And also to help you manifest the things that you want. There's this metaphysical connection right now, the spiritual connection right now in the next 2 weeks is going to be really strong for you. So pay attention to your horoscope, your astrological signs, pay attention to the moon, and do some manifesting work about what you really want. So use this time to heal and to think about what you really want. And the Page of Wands, again, pages I always think about as curiosity and discovering. And this is somebody who's exploring and discovering their passions and their purpose and feeling them out and trying to get grounded, building that foundation in your passion. And I think that's where you are right now creatively, is go back to the basics, go back to the foundation of the things that you're passionate about and your purpose and your why, and explore that and do things that give you excitement around that. Let's look at your romance forecast here. So there's definitely a disconnect right now. And I think I think these are deeply connected. So whether it's you're putting off a relationship because you want to establish your finances and your career more, or you're resisting a relationship with this, give this romance a chance, this relationship a chance. I feel like some of you are pulling away because you're like, I don't have time for distractions, right? I need to focus on this and I can't focus on that. And this is intentionally blurry. But for some of you, it may be that you are trying to give your relationship a chance, but you're arguing over money or finances, or there's a promotion opportunity for your partner, but it's in a different city. And so that's really putting a lot of tension on you. People are going back to work. How does that change the dynamic, the family structure? If child giving and child rearing becomes all a part of one person's responsibility who's at home, right? Like all of that, I think, is weighing on you in the next 2 weeks, but don't worry, you'll get through it, right? You'll get through it. And I think this is important here. The takeaway is work on your partnership, right? This is a partnership and it's a give and take, and it ebbs and it flows. And so sometimes you give a little more and sometimes you get a little more, but it's about remembering that it's a partnership and it's a collaboration. And let's look at our movement. So this is really important for you because I think about resting. So you have the dolphin, right? Which this is a great way to release like tensions and engage your core. You can see some of the things here. It really hits every single element of, from breath work to heart to digestion and strength and flexibility. And that's really what I see here for you in both of these, especially when you think about the splits, is flexibility, right? Being flexible, going with the flow and making progress, right? You don't have to be in this half split position, but like really stretching and preparing and growing, allowing your body to grow. If you can't touch the ground, if you can't put your elbows to the ground in this position, that's fine. Like bring your body up and just put your hands on the ground. But this idea of stretching out your hips, your thighs, your lower back, like releasing some of that pent up tension that hits you, like that's going to be a really great move for you for the next few weeks to focus on. And then creativity wise, sorry if we can get this up here, we have earnestness, right? So it says, I align with the most vulnerable, earnest part of myself. And I share my thoughts, imaginings, and creations with the sincerity of a preschooler. Cynicism is boring and a bully, and it's no longer welcome in my mind. If it tries to stay anyway, I'll picture a giant pile of puppies and watch it run for the jaded hills, right? So this is about like being earnest, being humble, being vulnerable, and not letting that cynicism get in the way of your creative projects. And so it's turn your internal critic off, turn that self-editor off, and just create, just put things on the page. Stop worrying about the reviews, stop worrying about what other people are going to think, stop trying to make this the perfect project and believing that it has to be perfect in order for you to succeed, or putting all the pressure of your career, and your life, your wealth and finances on this one project. Just focus on being earnest and telling the story that you want to tell. And I love this too, of switch genres, change things up. This also aligns with that flexibility piece, but consider how your story might play out if you were in a completely different genre. If you're not writing fiction or TV, if you're doing something else, use this as a journal prompt and think about like, how would my own personal story be different if I changed something up, if I was living in a different city, if I was a different age, right? Like play around with that and explore that, because it may help you see things from a new perspective. I hope you found this helpful. and insightful. If you like this format and you like the way that I'm doing this, please give me a thumbs up and also drop comments down below so that I know, and we'll continue to do these 360 sort of creative life review forecasts. Yes, be sure to share this channel with other folks so that they can find and benefit from the readings. I'm going to move on to group 3. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the teal aqua colored Sharpie, this is your group. This is your reading. I'm excited to dig in, especially because a lot of cards kept jumping out all at the same time. And I actually ended up picking a couple of extra cards for this group in particular to get more context and clarity over why those were happening. So I'm really excited to see what came out. All right, so starting off, we have the King of Cups here. Let me show you. So we have the King of Cups first. We've got this Four of Pentacles in reverse. And we've got this King of Swords in reverse. Our romance cards. This could be the one. Interesting. You've already met the romantic partner you're seeking. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. You have one movement card here, and this is the shoulder warm up. So the other groups had 2 cards. You guys have 1 card here, the shoulder warm up. Makes me think about stress relief. And your creative cards here, we had Unicorn Voice. Unicorn Voice, my voice is unique to me. And you have a bonus card of improvisation. Okay. We also had 2 prompt cards. So you guys are the only group that had 2 affirmation cards and 2 prompt cards. Your prompt cards are change relationships, and every blessing is a curse. We'll get into these. But okay, so with this reading, I feel like everything is speaking to relationships for you guys in group 3. Everything feels like that. This might not all be a romantic relationship, but it's certainly leaning that way. And right off the bat, I can't help but to notice that you have these 2 kings on either side of the Four of Pentacles. And my feeling is that this is you. This Four of Pentacles in reverse is you. And Four of Pentacles, I talked about this in a previous video. To me, it feels like clinging on to something, being afraid to let go, holding on. You're afraid you're going to end up with less than. It's a scarcity mindset. There's not enough to go around. I need to hold this for a rainy day. I need security. And so you're clinging to these things. She's even standing on them, right? She's sitting on them. She's like, anything I can do to protect and keep these things from leaving me is that sort of mindset that you're in. And it's holding you back, right? When it's in reverse, I think of like, this is holding you back, right? It's either holding you back or you're not doing it. But in this case, with this reading, I think it's holding you back. And I don't actually think this is all about money. I think you're clinging to relationships. I think you have 2 people. You have an ex who is a King of Swords energy, and you have a King of Cups energy, who's the present one, or somebody you've just met. If you're not in a relationship, it's somebody that you've just met. But I don't think it's a coincidence that this could be the one, right? You've met the romantic partner you're seeking, even if it's not permanent. It's like right now you've met that person. This could be the one. They're King of Cups energy, and they're in your life right now. You may not have seen them or noticed them, or you may be completely aware of them. You may be married to them. But there's definitely this sense of this King of Cups. So this is somebody who's emotionally stable and strong and can share emotions with you, can have those conversations, can respect boundaries, that you have a deep amount of trust with. And I feel like that's the person you're meant to be with, right? But your ex who is probably brilliant, who's strategic and really intelligent, really analytical, maybe didn't have mastery of the emotional aspect, right? and thought of everything in a sort of a logical way, whether that logic was correct or flawed. But I feel like that's the X energy I'm getting here. And you need to release that. You need to let go of it. It's time to let go of it. And you may think, well, I'm not dating them, or I've already moved on, or I'm in a committed relationship with someone else. But this could also be something is stirring up memories of that ex or insecurities that you had from a past relationship, and it's starting to bleed into or cause you to doubt your current partner. It's causing you to want to hold too tightly to your current partner, which could be putting some strain on the relationship. So if you're having any kind of conflict or disagreement with your current relationship, or if there's somebody there and you're not seeing them and you're like, I don't really see who I'm supposed to be with, it's because you're too fixated on that ex and the energy and the experience that you had in the past. And that's causing you a lot of tension, right? So this shoulder warm-up card is all about releasing that tension from your neck and your shoulders and your back, doing those circle movements, just letting it go and letting it flow and be really natural and organic, and moving your arms in and out to release the tension and get movement in your shoulders. A lot of times we only move our shoulders for specific tasks, like I need to open a cupboard, or I need to pull down a shirt, or I need to lift something up. But moving them freely just for the sake of moving them, that is stretching, and that is working different parts of the muscles that get underused. So definitely lean into that in the next 2 weeks. And let's look at these creative stuff. So when I did the reading, you got so many cards, so many things came out, which makes me feel like there's a lot of energy creatively for you right now. And maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're not sure where to focus. These ultimately were the cards that came out, but I will say, like, this I shuffled 3 or 4 times, and like 6 to 10 cards would jump out all at the same time in a cluster, and then I'd put them back in, and I'd be like one at a time, and then like 6 more would jump out. So there's a lot of messages here is what that tells me, and there's a lot of energy and potential around this. So yeah, we talked about unicorn voice and being true. So whatever you're doing, whatever project you're in, be true to yourself and your voice and the thing that you're most passionate and excited about doing right now. Give yourself time to do that and improvise, right? You know, stray from your outline. That's okay. Do a project that's new. Learn a new art form. That's okay. That's going to inspire you. And that also makes me think about this prompt, which is change your relationships. So consider other ways your characters could be related, both now and in the past. So change something up, right? If you're not a writer, think about this in your own life and use these as prompts for your own journals, and think about how you can change your own relationships with something or someone. Like, what would happen if you had a different type of friendship or relationship with a person? I still think this is speaking to you really in terms of like, what if that friend is actually meant to be your lover, right? What if that lover is actually meant to be your best friend? So change relationships, and every blessing is a curse. You think it's better, but no, it's worse. Find ways to turn your hero's success against her. So this is a great creative exercise that you can do in your writing right now. And if you're not writing and you're using this as a sort of journal or memoir type prompt, think about an opportunity where something you thought was a blessing and that you wanted desperately actually turned out to be a curse, actually turned out to be something that was really difficult to work through, or vice versa. Think about something that you thought was going to be awful, and then it actually turned out to be better than you could have ever imagined, and write and journal about that. I did ask a couple more questions, and I got these 2 cards here, the World and the 10 of Cups. So these were clarifying cards around why so many creative cards were popping up. And what this tells me is that you just ended something. You just finished a book, you just finished a song, you just had a meeting, you just sold something, right? Like, there's something has completed. The project has completed, and you're excited about that project, but that also means you have to start a new project. And I get this sense that you don't know where to start. I get the sense that maybe for some of you, you're saying goodbye to a group of characters, to a show, to a series that has been long running, to a podcast that has been long running. You're ending something, and it's not because it wasn't successful. It's not because there wasn't interest, it's because it's just time. It's time for that story to end and a new story to come out. And so I think that that also speaks to these two things, right? Because maybe you're feeling like you haven't been able to improvise because you've been so stuck on this one project that has been consuming all of your time, that you haven't been able to play around with new things and new interests. You haven't been able to change things up because you've been working so diligently on that one project, but that project is coming to an end, and that's good. All things come to an end. That's okay. That's part of growth. That's part of change. So that's your reading. I hope you found this helpful. If so, definitely leave a comment down below and like so that you can help other people find this channel. The likes really do help on YouTube for a small channel like mine to get noticed and get found. And I want more writers to benefit from this information and these readings and the knowledge that I have and the cards have. So please, please share, please like, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and let me know in the comments if you like these kinds of readings. I'll continue to do these with little aspects of the 360, that's what I'm calling it, the 360 life review reading. I'll continue to do some of these if you really enjoyed them. All right, take care. I am out. Happy Tarot Tuesday.